future. It's still in a rebuild mode. Ben Sherrington.
How would you handle Brian Reynolds? Brian Reynolds is a really good player. You'd love to be able to kind of build some pieces around him, but you also know that they're probably not going to do too much buying.
I think you still, when you're trying to rebuild, you've got to have some steady veterans. They've got to be a part of it.
Somebody needs to show you the way.
Exactly. 1 ball, 1 strike. Strike 2 on Dickerson. Signed late. And now in camp, and we've talked about his ability to play the outfield, multiple positions. Has won a Gold Glove. Will get a lot of time, it looks like, a DH. At one point he said, okay, I'm not hitting for power, so hit for power, but then the average dropped, and then vice versa. We'll see what the Cardinals get out of him this year. He sacrificed one for the other.
Well, sometimes, too, we saw Joey Votto do this. Sometimes you got to, what are you lacking? What are you lacking as a team? Or what adjustment can you make? I'm not saying that Dickerson is Joey Votto and just going to flip a switch and automatically hit all these bombs again. But when you know your swing well enough, you know what you need to do to kind of tailor-make it.
Dickerson wearing that familiar number 25. It's hard to see that number and not think about Big Mac.
Looks a little different on Dickerson than it did on Big Mac.
I'd say so. Body types are just a little different.
Just a tad.
Well, Corey is put together. I realize he's as big as he is we saw him down on the field and shagging flies. And that's it out of big. My understanding is, by the way, speaking of Cardinal Hall of Famers or just Hall of Famers in general, I think every one of them is coming back with the exception for opening day of Tony La Russa.
What does he got going on?
With the White Sox. And I think there was still maybe a question mark about Joe Torre. But other than that, everybody should be in town. And away we go at the Clydesdales and that parade of red jackets, which is always a special day.
Dan, do you know off the top of your head how many opening days this is going to be for you?
Oh, boy. Well, this is my 25th year with the telecast, so at least 25. And I don't remember as a kid if I went to an opening day. I should have remembered that.
You would think.
Yeah.
But
a lot of memorable moments at the ballpark.
Of course.
How many for you?
The thing, and well, I've done a few as a broadcaster, had multiple as a player. It doesn't get old.
No.
Like, there's something magical to it where you feel like, okay, every year, opening day, this could be something special.
There's John Mozeliak and talking with Mo, he said, getting to the point where he said, if you've been in baseball a long time, he said, this time of spring is when, your body clock, if you will, he said, tells you we need to be going north. He said, he goes, I would think that a lot of the players are feeling this way where let's go, even though it's a short and condensed spring training. But John's been down here for a long time. There is Paul DeYoung. I've told the story before, but one of the best memories of opening day I have is working with Tim McCarver, and he was on the game that day with me, and Lou Brock, God rest his soul, was still with us, and Lou put away the cane and the walker and walked out to his spot among the Hall of Famers. That's ripped down in the corner by DeYoung. He's got a couple of hits today.